Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Jitendra Singh Ji, Secretary Ministry of Civil Aviation, Wallam Ji, Secretary DSIR, DG CSIR, Kalai Selvi Ji, Director CSIR, Abhay Ji, and DGPIB, Ocha Ji, and all the important stakeholders who are present here, especially the private partners who are teaming up with CSIR in this iconic occasion, and my friends from the media, a warm good afternoon to each and every one of you. It is with great pride that I am here witnessing one of the most historic occasions in the civil aviation of the country. And we already have the presence of Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji from Science and Technology. But I have to admit that the major beneficiary out of this meeting is civil aviation. So I am the major winner from this whole partnership that is happening here. And I would also like to congratulate the whole team, especially the scientists, the engineers and technicians who have been continuously working with a lot of grit and commitment that this kind of day will someday come. Because this has been a journey since 1985 when they have created the Hansa first one, the first model. And since then there has been a continuous this thing that somewhere we have to find that partner to manufacture this product. And even if after 30 years it is happening, they have still committedly pushed forward and created one model after the other. And today we are standing with Hansa 3NG, which is one of the best world-class top models in terms of trainer aircraft. So I'm very proud to witness this kind of event here today. Congratulations to the whole team at CSIR, NAL, and also the partners who are coming in here today together to create this. So my interest from civil aviation is to grow civil aviation and offer a lot of connectivity to the people of the country. Like Jitendra Singh Ji has mentioned today, we are seeing an aspirational India where everyone is kind of dreaming about traveling through the air. And with the efforts of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi Ji in the last 10 years, we have seen a huge growth in the whole civil aviation landscape in the country. And to give you some numbers, to realize what the potential was and what we have achieved. From 390 aircrafts in 2014, we now have 840 aircrafts roaming around the skies in the country today. And the number of passengers that have been traveling in 2014 was around 10 crore, and now we have 22 crore passengers traveling both domestically and internationally. And if you look at the number of airports also, from 74 airports in 2014, we have created 159 airports today in the country. So in each and every metric that you see in civil aviation, we have almost doubled. We have had the challenges of COVID also, which was a huge dampener for civil aviation. But still, we have beaten the pre-COVID numbers and we are still on the verge of growing much, much more. Today we stand as the third largest domestic aviation market in the country. And our whole intention is, we have created so many airports. And the intention now is also to create 100 more airports, 120 to be exact, 120 more airports in the next coming 10 years. So when you have so many airports coming into the aviation landscape, the challenge becomes the connectivity. Already there is a lot of challenge in offering the connectivity because we just have 840 planes. And the number of planes that are under order by the major airlines in the country are to the tune of 1700 right now. And to operate one plane properly, to continue its schedule every day, we just need up to 15 to 20 pilots for each plane. And when you're talking about orders of 1700, imagine the number of pilots that you would be needing. Because it is not just the planes that you need to offer the connectivity, but people who run the planes also. So pilots are an important thing in having a proper streamlined aviation services in the country. So if you look at the overall requirement, just for the 1700 planes, you would require up to 30,000 more pilots. And today, the kind of flight training organizations we have in the country, we are developing up to 1300 to 1600. These are the number of CPLs we are issuing every country. But the requirement is up to 3000. So this is why we are putting a lot of stress on creating more FTOs in the country also. We have almost 37 operating 54 bases in the country, and we want to create 50 more in the next 5 years. And the number of training aircrafts that are there in the country are up to the tune of 250. And like the number that I've said, that if you need around 3,000 pilots to be generated every year, you would need up to 750 to 800 trainer aircrafts in the country. And till now, the general position of the market and the FTOs have been that let us order these planes from abroad. Let us order these planes from one of the countries who are doing it for years and years. Because every time the challenge here has been on finding the manufacturing partner. We have the brains, we have the technology, we have the expertise, we have the know-how, but somewhere the connectivity with manufacturing these high precision instruments was somewhere lagging in the market, which is what we have cracked today. And it is a great sign for all the FTOs which are going to come up in the future that they are going to be having a Make in India aircraft which was beautifully designed by our own CSIR NAL. So it is a great achievement for the country and for the young pilots who want to fly these big planes one day. And the other challenge for us also has been the amount it takes for a pilot to become a pilot. It is up to 50 lakhs and sometimes it crosses 1 crore also. And most of the pilots, we have seen the number of pilots licenses we issue, 35 to 40%, they are going abroad, studying there and coming back. Now that is a huge loss for the country also. Now if you have all the FTOs in the country itself, and if you have proper trainer aircrafts in the country itself, then definitely there is no reason for any student who wants to become a pilot to go abroad. Because of the bottlenecks that have arisen in the FTO industry, there is an opportunity for many of them to go abroad, study there and then come back here and work here. So to gain on that potential of having them being trained in India itself, I think one crucial thing that we had to monitor was to develop our own aircraft. And definitely from today, the coming together of the private partner and also NAL, we are going to manufacture our own aircrafts. That also has been a very much a dream for civil aviation in the country, that we should have our own manufactured full assembly line of regional transport aircraft also. Now today we are at a stage where we can manufacture the trainer aircraft. We are doing fighter combat planes. We are doing light combat helicopters. So if you look at different wings, we are able to produce them in individuality in different silos. But these all become the building blocks to develop our own regional transport aircraft, and which I believe that it is going to be very much true in the coming future also. With the kind of technology and the partnership that is building in both the private area and the technology that is growing academically and within the scientist community also. So that is something which we truly want to achieve. And for that it is important that we go step by step and all these steps get proper foundations. And if you look at the time it takes for a pilot also to complete, on average, in India it is taking up to 3 years. Whereas the global average is 15 months. And some countries like South Africa, they are just doing it in 9 months. Why can't we do it in 9 months? So these are the things, these are the metrics that we should try to achieve in our FTO organizations, and we are thoroughly pursuing it from our civil aviation, because tomorrow we will see the planes coming in, you will see the growth of the airports, and then you will find that there is a dearth of pilots, then you can't do anything at that time. It is not that you can pick a student from a university and say and make him sit in the plane and say you go fly a plane. It doesn't happen like that. So you have to make him go through the training, you have to make him follow all due procedure, and then you can only make him sit as a pilot in the plane. So it is very important to deal with this situation where we need to generate more pilots in the country. And this becomes much more easier if you can develop an indigenous aircraft manufactured in the country. And now this is a world-class aircraft with full glass cockpit, with good avionics. And also what is more important, this is a practical challenge that we have observed in some of the FTOs, and why it takes 3 years also. Because they would have multiple number of planes, but whenever there is a technical issue with the plane, again the products need to be imported from some country. Wherever that manufacturing has happened, someone has to come, the parts have to come. Now that takes a lot of time. And even when you're dealing with these multiple countries, then the forex, everything, then that picks up the cost also. And so there are multiple challenges when the plane gets down because of maintenance. And that adds to the time the pilot takes to finish his course, and also the costs that are involved in completing the course also. So if you can have it developed locally, then the maintenance MRO of the trainer aircraft is also being taken care of. That also is a very important aspect in this FTO this thing. So there are multiple benefits that come out with just this partnership. It is just not a business case that we are talking about. There are multiple questions that have been long pending in this industry, especially in the flight training organization industry, that will be solved by this. We feel this is going to unlock the doors. We have in the parliament Hansadwar also, through which we enter the parliament and we discuss and discourse about the issues of the country. Now this Hansa plane is going to unlock the doors of FTOs and the civil aviation, and many of the challenges. This is going to be a key for us in the future. I truly believe in this partnership that is going to get built up today. We believe that this is going to help the whole FTO industry. We want to bring down the time it takes for a student to complete his pilot course, and also the amount of money it takes. Now with this plane being indigenously, and I personally went to the NAL facility in Bengaluru. I've seen the plane, I sat in the plane. I just couldn't fly in it by the time, but very soon I plan to fly in it also. There is a second seat also. If it was our honorable member Rudy ji, then he would have flown himself. But I can only say that the time being, but I'm very excited to do that very soon. And right now, with the number that we are looking at, 50 more training institutions, probably in the next 5 years. Then if that is the case, every FTO requires at least 3 planes to operate. So that itself is creating a demand for 150. Now with these 150 trainer aircraft demand, even if you go to the best manufacturer across the country, they have a delay of 1 year, 2 years also. So you're not going to get the planes immediately unless you have the control over the whole supply chain mechanism, and that you can only do it if you can do it indigenously. So once again, I would like to congratulate for the impossible, what looked like an impossible task. Can we find a manufacturing partner for this? It almost looked impossible. But in other countries, what is impossible is developing the aircraft, having the know-how. But India cracked the toughest part, and the easiest part was still pending. It's going the other way around. But now everything has come together. It's looking very positive. And I would like to thank the Honorable Minister Jitendra Singh ji for offering all the support. Even though we are the glamour and the page 3 and everything, you are the brains and you are the wings, you are the instruments, you are the machines, everything. So for all the support that he has given, and the kind of support he is willing to give in the future also, it means a lot for civil aviation. Civil aviation is getting more and more prominent in the country, and it is our due responsibility of all of us that I hear that we cater for the demand and we cater for the aspirations of the country also. And each and every place that you see today, aviation has become railways also. I've seen in the house, everyone, the other day when I was passing the bill, recently we passed a bill on leasing, which is also going to help the training industry and the trainer airplanes also. So when I was listening to many of the speeches, they were just reading out like, we want connection, Sholapur, Mumbai, Sholapur, Delhi, Sholapur. At one point of time, how they used to talk about trains getting the connectivity. Now people are talking about airports and the connectivity that they need. So that is the aspiration that people have, and the tier 2 and tier 3 cities are also coming into that area where they also want to be connected not just with the country but also across the world. So definitely we all need to cater for the demand. We all need to provide whatever support we need. And this is the beauty of this country, where when we do something, how many people come together to create that kind of wonder. This is a great example for that. Let us carry this positive energy forward, build up on the foundation that we have built here today, and we will all support each other to achieve whatever we have promised here together. So congratulations to the team at CSIR NAL once again, and also Patel ji for bringing in the manufacturing technology. Thank you.